Wikipedia defines hypercars as more expensive, highest-performing supercars. But in my opinion, this simplified explanation is an insult to thousands of hours spent by the teams of engineers, designers, and craftsmen who work on these machines so that we could observe outwardly performance and looks. In this episode of Automotive Territory, we'll be doing justice to hypercars by acknowledging the most recent introductions to the segment and proving that a 1000 horsepower powertrain is nothing to be impressed about these days. Subscribe to our channel if you do not want to miss any of the new car releases. Enjoy the ride! Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300+. This is how it usually goes. Hypercar manufacturers announce that their creation is the fastest in the world, collect pre-orders, and then attempt to set a record, usually unsuccessfully. Bugatti, on the other hand, discreetly built a new model, beat the 300 MPH speed barrier by going 305 miles per hour or 490 kilometers, and only then announced that the Supersport 300+ will have a limited production run. The historic achievement took place on the SIÁN high-speed track in Lower Saxony, with Bugatti's chief pilot Andy Wallace behind the wheel. The fastest car in the world was designed with the help of race specialists from Dallara and tire manufacturer Michelin. It received a 1,600 horsepower 8-liter W16 engine, modernized air cooling system for the engine bay, magnesium alloy discs, Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, and the body was specifically tuned for the hyperspeed aerodynamics. Aston Martin VALKYRIE. This alien-looking Brit is the result of lengthy cooperation between automotive experts from Aston Martin, Red Bull Racing, Cosworth, Rimac, and many others. The VALKYRIE starts the new breed of hypercars with a space-age engineering and power-to-weight ratio that surpasses 1:1. There is not one steel component in the car's structure, it's all carbon fiber with striking aerodynamics and open floor to maximize the downforce. This Aston is equipped with a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 Cosworth, coupled with a Curse-like hybrid battery system for torque-enhanced takeoffs and power boosts. The combined output reaches 1,146 horses. Notably, the name of the model was borrowed from the Norse mythology, where it belonged to female figures who chose those who may die in the battle and those who may live, and the V in the name corresponds with the company's old-standing nomenclature for performance models. Lamborghini SIÁN. Unveiled in September 2019, the SIÁN is the first hybrid production car by Lamborghini. Though it borrows the platform and the body lines from the SVJ model, its cabin replicates the original Aventador with even more expensive leather upholstery. The powerful Lambo V12 gets a slight upgrade and adds a 35 horsepower hybrid system. The combined output of 819 horsepower makes the SIÁN a newly crowned fastest Lamborghini ever produced. However, this impressive number is not the first thing you should pay attention to. Instead of the traditional lithium-ion batteries, the supercar uses supercapacitors that are able to charge much faster. Thanks to a specially developed energy storage system, the supercapacitor can restore full energy with every braking. In addition, such a hybrid system is 3 times lighter than a battery producing the same power. Lotus Evija. When you combine Chinese cash with a British engineering genius, true marvels can happen. Meet the Lotus Evija, supposedly the world's lightest hypercar. Such claims come from the integration of an ultra-lightweight carbon fiber monocoque and magnesium wheels, which results in 3,696 pounds on the scales. The name of this Lotus is derived from Eve, which means alive in the biblical Hebrew language. And just like many newcomers, it gets its living power from the 4 electric motors juiced by a mid-mounted 70 kWh battery pack. This powertrain is sourced from the Williams Advanced Engineering, and its technical parameters are as follows: 2,000 horsepower, 1,254 pound-feet of torque, all-electric driving range of 250 miles, top speed over 200 mph, and 0 to 60 acceleration under 3 seconds. The Brits are planning to produce 130 units, with pricing around $1.8 to $2.5 million. Bugatti CENTODIECI EB110 Tribute Special Edition. There is no better way to celebrate a car brand's anniversary than by releasing an ultra-exclusive model. Bugatti's 110th birthday was highlighted by the presentation of the new CENTODIECI hypercar at the 2019 Monterey Car Week. It was inspired by the historic 1991 EB110 and pays tribute to the people behind the 90s legend, the then company's chairman Romano Ortioli and designer Marcello Gandini. Based on the Chiron, the newcomer gets a boosted 100 horsepower 8-liter W16 that shows 1600 horses at the dynamo. The French beast gets to 60 MPH in 2.4 seconds, but has humbled by Bugatti's standard top speed of 238 miles per hour. Only 10 CENTODIECI hypercars will be assembled, and they will be priced at $8.9 million. So this model is officially the second most expensive Bugatti after the one of La Voiture Noire. Ferrari SF90 Stradale. Named after the SF90 Formula One car by Ferrari's racing division, the SF90 Stradale is the first production plug-in hybrid in the brand's history. The hypercar gets a reworked version of the twin-turbo V8 from 488 Pista and F8 Turbo. The engine's displacement has been increased to 4 liters, and its intake and exhaust modified, so it now produces unprecedented 780 horsepower. It comes paired to a 7.9 kWh battery and 3 electric motors. One is located between the engine and the gearbox, while the other two power the front axle, making the Stradale the first all-wheel drive two-seater Ferrari. The combined output of the setup reaches 1000 horsepower and ensures 2.4 seconds 0 to 60 acceleration and 211 miles per hour maximum velocity. The car's all-electric range is expectedly low, only 15 miles, though this should be still enough to silently drive in and out of the neighborhood before exploding on the highway. In this episode, we featured only the most recent hypercar releases. If you're missing some of the models in our lineup, try looking for them in our previous releases. The links to those will be waiting for you in the description and info cards. Let's keep going. DRAKO GTE. Like many young automakers that came before it, the Silicon Valley startup DRAKO is making big promises in regards to their first build, an all-electric four-seater called GTE. Claimed to deliver driving dynamics and cornering precision like no other supercar on the market, the model has been under development for a couple of years now, at least since 2015, and it is slated for the limited production run of 25 units in 2020. The luxury Grand Tour is powered by an intricate system of 4 electric motors located in the wheels and a large 90 kWh battery that has internal cooling architecture. The system makes 1200 horses, implements precision all-wheel drive system, and was designed to withstand challenging performance situations. Many of the car's components are sourced from the high-end manufacturers, including the Fisker Karma chassis, carbon ceramic Brembo brakes, and a 4-way adjustable all-in suspension. KOENIGSEGG JESKO. Since 1994, the Swedish automaker KOENIGSEGG has been building extremely fast automobiles with perfect aerodynamics that at the time were often rated among the most beautiful cars in the world. Now, the brand is upping its game with the new limited production JESKO hypercar that, according to KOENIGSEGG, won't simply speed to 300 mph, but will beat Chiron's record of 305 miles per hour. In order to achieve this, the model is fitted with a reworked 5.0-liter twin-turbo V8 from the era that yields 1,622 horsepower and 1,106 pound-feet of torque when using the E85 fuel. At the core of the engine lies the lightest production V8 crankshaft in the world, which weighs less than 28 pounds and allows this performance monster to produce more power at the greater efficiency. The final performance touch is the new Lightspeed transmission, which has 9 speeds and 7 clutches. AUSTRO Daimler ADR 630. It has been 85 years since the AUSTRO Daimler brand sunk into oblivion in 1934. But now, a group of enthusiasts led by Roland Stahl launched a new project aiming to revive the company and produce a modern interpretation of its legendary pre-war Burgmeister. From the outside, the ADR 630 resembles a seriously modified body of the SLS AMG, while its suspension and windshield are borrowed from the AMG GT. Under the hood, however, the shooting Grand is all unique. It gets 3 e-motors worth 271 horsepower apiece that work together with a 3-liter inline 6 and a 55 kWh battery, generating a total of 1,198 horses and 1,180 pound-feet of torque. McLaren Speedtail. This is the first three-seater model since the brand's F1 supercar and the fourth ever addition to the McLaren's Ultimate Series. Built to mimic the shape of a water drop, the Speedtail is claimed to be the fastest and the most aerodynamically advanced model from the British automaker. Whether it is the elongated tail or the carbon fiber covers on the wheels, every part of its body is there to reduce drag and ensure uninterrupted flow of air. When it comes to the powertrain tech, the Speedtail pioneers a new hybrid system using a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with a parallel E-motor that delivers 170 horses of combined output. As a result, the mid-engine hypercar is able to reach the maximum velocity of 250 miles per hour, while its 0 to 186 acceleration should take just 12.8 seconds. TUSEG TS900 Apex. This one is a somewhat exotic model, coming from the obscure Austrian-Slovenian startup TUSEG & Spiegel that emerged in 2012. Until recently, the TS600 V8-powered supercar was the pinnacle of the company's engineering efforts that collected many design awards back in 2015. The next step in the evolution of the TUSEG's lineup is the 900 Apex Hybrid hypercar, powered by a rear-mounted 4.2-liter gasoline V8 and compressor, combined with a pair of electric motors on the front wheels. This quartet makes 950 horses and 1,032 pound-feet of torque. Riding on the chromoly and carbon fiber space frame, it weighs 3,100 pounds, does 0 to 60 sprints in 2.5, and continues acceleration all the way to 236 miles per hour. The novelty is scheduled to be delivered to the buyers in 2020 and likely will double the price of its predecessors. In this video, we did omit such hypercars as Venom F5, Tuatara, Rimac, and many others. The reason for that is because they have been extensively covered in our previous episodes. Check them out by following the links displayed on the screen and in the description. Leave some feedback in the comment section, like this video, and subscribe to Automotive Territory. May the torque be with you!